Hi everybody, welcome to Princely Project. Today we are going to learn how to create door family in Revit. Before we get started, if you are new to this channel, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also go ahead to hit the notification bell for subsequent videos like this. Alright, without wasting much of our time, let's go into what we have for today. We want to create the door family. The first thing we need to do is to go to the file on the menu tab, click on file and hover around the new and click on family. Alright, so we need to select a template file for our family. Alright, so we just want to go over and choose the metric template, English metric template, and let's look for the metric door. Scroll down to look for metric door. Okay, this is metric door and click open. Now this is what it looks like. This is what the family in Revit looks like. So this is the work environment for the family template, and we have on the menu tab create, insert, annotate, view and so many other things there. Also we have the extrusions, the blend is our tools, the sweep tool, the swept blend, void forms, model lines, components, model test, openings and so many other tools over there. And here we can see we have the family types and we have the properties, and also we have the family categories and parameters. All right, on the right hand side we can see the project browser, and on the left hand side we can see the properties panel. All right, let's just see what it looks like in 3D. So this is our template and this is what it looks like in 3D. But quickly I'm going to delete this frame extrusion just for us to learn from scratch. We need to learn from scratch. I want to show us how we create this from scratch. Right, perfect. So we have our template and we are going to create everything from scratch. So we are going to go back to the reference level, which is the floor plan level, and we start. So in creation of family, reference plane, that's what we call the reference plane. These are reference planes. These lines are called the reference planes. You can see it from here, reference planes. All right, so what are the main work of reference plane? The reference plane is the skeletal framework of any Revit family. So we use them to create and lock in place our extrusions and other void forms that we use in Revit, in creation of Revit families, right? So I'm going to show you practically what that means. So we're going to create some reference planes. So how do we create reference planes? We go over to create, click on create tab, and over here you can see the reference plane. You can also use the shortcut RP. Click on reference planes, and we are going to make some reference planes here on the left and also here on the right. So the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to add some dimensions. As you can see, they have different dimensions. They're not in alignment, they are not in dimension. So we're going to add some dimension. How do we do that? We go over to annotate tab and click align annotate, or you can also use the shortcut on the keyboard DI. So select from the strong reference plane to the weak reference plane, from the strong reference plane to the weak reference plane. So now you can see we have 55 and 100, right? And we want to make both of them equal. All right, we now need to make them a parametric dimension. Select both of them, select this, and we want to create a new parameter for this. We go over to here, create parameter, click on it and open it, and here you can call it frame width. You can call it frame width. All right, click OK. Revit is giving us a warning. It says a parameter with the name frame width is already defined. Please choose a different name. So what does that mean? It means that Revit already has a parametric dimension with the name called frame width. So let's cancel it and choose from the label dimension. Go over to the label dimension and click here and choose the already created parametric dimension with the name frame width. So you click on it and this is it. So it seems like the template is well organized already. All right, so we are lucky to have templates organized. All right, so I also want to change this width to rough width. I'm going to create this and click on it and create a parameter with the name rough width and click OK. Oh, the same thing. It seems like the template is well organized, so we can choose from the label dimension. Oh, there it is, rough width. Okay, perfect. So I'm also going to go to the interior part. So we are going to also make this height a rough height. Let's select from the label dimension. Oh, it's there already, rough height. All right, now we can also add some reference planes for the height of this door. You can use the RP on your keyboard for the shortcut and draw a reference plane. Make it the parametric dimension, so we can add some parameters to it. We DI on the keyboard from the strong to the width. All right, and then select, also name this the frame width. All right, so now they are equal. Let's go to the reference plane. All right, one more tip. We just want to make our job look a little bit professional. We can differentiate our newly created reference plane with the older ones by creating and optimizing a new one. So we can do that by going to manage and go to object and style. Choose the annotation objects and click on reference plane and create a new reference plane. You can type new reference plane, hit OK, and let's change the color to red. Hit OK and also make this aligning line. Apply OK. All right, so we can select this and change it to our newly created reference plane, which is the new reference plane I created right now. Click on it and now you can see that our job looks more professional. We can differentiate between the newly created reference plane and the one that comes with the template. All right, you can also do this for the ones we created on the interior. Change to new reference plane. That's a tip for you. All right, so you see the differences. Looks nice and more professional. One more thing, you can also reduce the scale of your design. If you want to see everything clearly, over here you can click there and make it 10, and then now you can see everything clearly. It looks more organized. All right, so the next thing is to create the extrusions for the door panel or for the frame that we already created. So how do we do that? Here we can do it here because we can see all the lines. All right, now you go over to create and choose the extrusion tool. And I always like to use the pick lines, which makes my job more easier. I'll show you. You can use the lines, you can also draw the lines. But for me, I don't like using the line because I have to go over and draw and draw and draw. No, I just want to use the pick lines, which is very fast for me. And one more tip, before you pick the lines, make sure that this is locked, or if you don't want to lock it, you can, well, it's okay you lock it. It's okay you lock it so that when you click, it's already locked. Can you see that? It's already locked. This is very, very important. Keep this in mind whenever you are creating Revit families, to lock your extrusions, because if you don't lock the extrusions, you might accidentally make some movements and all the constraints, all the dimensions will no longer be in order. So that is why we lock them in place. All right, so make sure you lock this whenever you're making the extrusion. All right, so let's go ahead. You create more lines, this and this, and also this. All right, the next thing is to trim our extrusions. So you go back to the modify tool and click on the trim extend tool. Click, trim this. All right, so here we need a split tool. Go back to split tool or use SL on your keyboard for the shortcut, and go back to the trim. All right, trim and trim. Now we have all the loops enclosed, right? So we can now hit the finish edit mode, and boom, this is what we have. Our door panel is ready. All right. Can we see what it looks like in 3D? Yes, of course. So it's important you always check out what you are doing in your 3D to have a clearer view of what you are doing. As it stands now, it's not looking so nice. We want the extrusions to be inside, not to come outside. So we need it to be in alignment with the width of the wall. All right. So how do we do that? Let's go back to our floor plan, the reference level, and see what's happening there. All right. You can see that this is the extrusion we created. All right. So we need to align this to the reference plane that is already created here, and also to this. You can use, there are so many ways to do this. You can use the align tool, or you can also drag from here and lock in place. But I choose to use the align tool because it helps us to select the lines that we want to, because sometimes you might make mistake and you might align it to the wall. So it's very important that you align it to the reference lines and lock in place. All right. I'm going to use the align tool. So select the reference plane and select this, lock in place. Don't forget this. Also this one, and lock in place as well. Perfect. Let's see what it looks like in 3D. All right, now you see it has aligned with the wall, looking nice, looking very nice and sharp. All right, let's go back to our reference level. So the next thing is to create the door shutter for the door. Now this is the exterior. If this is the exterior, by default this will be the interior, right? And you know that the door shutter needs to be on the interior side of the door, right? So we need to add some reference planes for our door. RP on your keyboard, and just let's take it a little bit down here in between this and leave it. So we're going to add some parametric dimensions to the door shutter, DI, and select this, and let's create a new parameter for this. New parameter, and let's call this shutter thickness. All right, click OK, and let's make this thickness 50 is okay. 50. All right, now we can create the door shutter on the interior. Go to the interior elevation, and let's go to create, choose extrusion, and also use the pick lines. Make sure it's locked, and let's draw from here, and boom, and also this. Then choose the trim tool to trim. Simple. All right, click finish edit mode, and let's go back to the floor plan to see if it's alignment. Oh, this is so big, so we need to let's see what it looks like in 3D. So now you see, so big, right? Go back to the floor plan and make some adjustments just like we did for the other ones. Using the align tool, we can lock in place and lock, and also lock. All right, perfect. So this is how to create a door in Revit. Now we can also change this reference plane that we created to the new reference plane we created. All right. All right, now you can see we've created our door family in Revit. Super easy, right? All right. So we're going to save our file, our document. We're going to save this as a project or as a file. Go over to file and hit the button save. and let's look for a folder. Let's look for a folder, Revit family. All right, I'm going to save it here. So the file name, you're going to use something very, very nice with the naming convention, maybe A underscore, call it Revit door underscore. So just use anything. All right, so go to option and make sure it's 1. Click OK and save. All right, done. This is pretty much how to create a door family in Revit. And in my next video, I'm going to show us how to create the 2D lines that appears on the door in this family. So stick around in my next video, and also hit the like button if this video has helped you so far. Just hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. Bye.